All right. I know I am late. I know. I'm late. I'm late. Give me a moment. I need a moment. Do 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 do. Oh fuck. Um. Oh. Lord. You finished getting things set up. I know I'm late. Apologies. Apologies, guys. I'm sorry. That's not the right title, though. YouTube, I don't know what they did, but going live to YouTube has become so much more difficult for some reason. I got all that up. Now I was late, guys, but I was late for a very reasonable reason. Um, um, yeah. 1 second. There's a very reasonable reason I was late. I've been setting something up for a bit now. Where's my... So I've been working on a healer enchanter survey. Uh, because there's been a bit of an issue with supports for a while. But what made it really obvious to me was the current situation in Marvel Rivals, where they've buffed healers to the point to where nobody dies for like minutes on end every fight. It's insane. So my survey's covering mainly just three games: Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, and League of Legends, because those are the three biggest competitive PvP games that I can think of. And I'm starting to get some responses already. Mostly from tanks and healers, not really any DPS mains. Doesn't seem like many DPS mains use like Reddit or anything. And mostly from Overwatch players. Competitive, casual, competitive, but not really caring about rank, you know. Majority so far, it could always change, this is only 6 people, say that healers slash enchanters are hard to balance. But most people, well, I'm pretty sure this was all the tanks. Many tanks prefer supports that have more utility rather than healing damage or anything like that. Um, I Overwatch is like a good example of like healers being in an okay position. Like it could be better. Like you can't really change supports in Overwatch though without. Mm. But yeah, a lot of complaints, like least favorite parts about support role is, for example, you're really squishy. People don't want to protect you, and people blame you for things going wrong. And you know, even other supports pretty much say like, you know, the reason why supports might typically be unpopular is just because they're not really the most fun to play. I will agree it probably does take a certain type of person to want to play supports. I am that type of person. And the one person so far that has said that uh supports are not the most team reliant role was a tank, which I can understand. Like in Overwatch, tanks do require team as well. I'd say DPSs are the least team reliant role. And most people do agree that elusivity is probably the best way to buff them, and durability is the worst way to buff them. Now here's the part that's pretty strange to me is because like the main thing with supports is they're very squishy, but they do a lot of healing and shielding. But in a scenario where you might take a small nerf to healing and shielding in exchange for buffing to survivability as a support, most people say no. They wouldn't want that. I think it's mostly tanks. I think the yes and maybe are from supports. I think it's mostly tanks that say that. So I'm curious to get more info on that. And the general consensus on whether supports need more or less damage. Like whether supports dealing damage. Like should they deal damage? Should they not deal as much damage? Mostly I don't know, but more so they should deal less damage than they should deal more. Then they should deal more. Yeah, getting some pretty good responses though. Like this so far has been pretty nice, and I will be keeping an eye on it to see where it goes from here. Okay, we are gonna get to the game though. I'm just looking at stuff, but yeah. Um, okay, okay, okay. The game. We're playing a game. Me put that there. Uh, Final Fantasy. Let's go. Because I do have an overall thesis on my opinion of how I would change supports with what I think the problem is. But I want to see what I want to gather more information to see whether or not people generally agree or disagree with my opinion before I make a whole thing on my opinion. Okay. Let's get in the game. I think we were working on the story last time. Because this game's got a really long story, and you progress through each story through each expansion. But I'm curious what the true end game is like. Like once you get everything done, like what do you do? Do you like towards like the end game? Boom. Quartus. Back up to 4 temps mana. Yeah, I will say, even with all the DLCs, I didn't read the Living Mate part. I don't want to do a Living Mate. Oh. Okay, I just unlocked it by talking to him. Okay, I don't have to do a quest to unlock it. I just talked to him. Why am I running all this way when I could have used the Aethernet? I'm going the wrong way as well, I think. I don't know. I don't know. This place is so big. Let me come down here and just use the Aethernet. Wait, that's not even... What do you unlock? I don't care. Where am I supposed to be going? Down here. I was... Okay. Okay. Welcome, Master Gibraltar. Shall I show you inside the manor? Sure. Oh. Autorial. Mr. Gibraltar, I would speak plain from the first. I question your motives and your competence unjustly, I now realize. Rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding your beggar belief. But Horsefant swore that all the stories were true. He championed your cause and begged Father to grant you patronage. And he duly listened. Because of all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother, the legacy of my father's sole indiscretion. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him. And to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. That was not the worst of it. At Camp River's Meet, when we came upon the wounded knight, I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretics alone. An onerous task fraught with danger. And there you were, the savior of Eorzea, an honored guest of House Fortemps, my new comrade in arms, Horsefant's dear friend. Told myself it was to be a test, but part of me hoped that you would fail. That you accepted the task without a word of protest nor any sign of fear, and you duly tracked the enemy down, faced him alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Horsefant had the right of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness. But I will not doubt you again, Master Gibraltar. On that you have my word. Oh. Steward? Ah, Master Gibraltar. My lord the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Artorial and Lord Amenon. If you would remain here for a moment.
The hero returns.
Ah, this
Cannot
part's voice
thank me
acted.
enough for saving young Emanolane's life. Aye, he told me everything.
Hold on. Okay.
also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Forton. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord.
Ooh. Hey, Kaiser.
Speak.
Pika, who the fuck told him they could take Dolly and Tim Curry back to back? Like, what the fuck? I know, right? I just saw that a little bit ago. That's insane.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
Oh, fucking Alphino, what did you do now?
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavens Ward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. An exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail.
God damn it.
How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Oh. Okay, let me sit up. Stretch. Ooh. Oh. Some good stretching. Some hydration. Alright. So now we're getting caught up in politics between the houses for some reason. God damn it. Though you won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your success, even as we celebrate them. 'Tis like that one such member of House Zamel is manipulating Sir Grinno, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though I am quite certain his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Amaric at the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more of these charges. Congrats on the 7-stream streak, Kaiser. Woot woot. Oh, we gotta go save Alphino's ass again. Fucking little twink can't stay out of trouble. It's been too long, Pika. Would that this visit came under happier circumstances. You come to plead for Master Alphino and Mistress Tataru, I take it. Word of their detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. That Sir Grinno's accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a Knight of the Heavens Ward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us to defend the Steps of Faith and drive back the Dravanian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course! In a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused. In this instance, Master Alphino and Mistress Tatru would be expected to face Sir Gruno, and a second of his choosing, another knight of the Heaven's Ward most like. Two of them? By the Fury, that can hardly be considered fair. Master Alphino's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mistress Tatru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill and should be afforded the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure is Lord Horsefant, but all here present know that you are the most accomplished warrior among us, and mayhap in the realm at large. So I have to go fight two idiots to save two idiots, because fucking politics. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphino at once and inform of our intentions. Pika, meet me at the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. I've only been live for 30 minutes, but I'm still really curious on. Yeah, so I've got a big. I showed this earlier again, but I'm still looking through it. I'm looking through. I got a survey about healers and enchanters across Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, and League. Still no DPS replies, but I got 6 healers and 3 tank replies, mostly from League of Legends now. League has surpassed Overwatch. Mostly competitive casual or competitive ranked, only one for fun. Majority say they are not hard to balance. Still majority preferring utility, but we've got more of a widespread. I like Jeff and Scarlet Witch in Rivals. That's fair, that's fair. I'll post the survey in chat if you want. If you want to take it for me. Yeah, a lot of Overwatch players say they're pretty well balanced. Some tanks don't like the heal botting though. Tanks don't like heal bots. Which is surprising. Tank players don't like heal bots. They actually prefer utility supports. A lot of people's least favorite parts is you're squishy, people blame you because you're bad, the lack of protection, and there's a few that are not getting to make plays or heal botting. I still haven't tried Cyclops in Rivals, but he looks cool. I haven't played Rivals since Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic came out. The reason I stopped was because it really felt bad playing supports in that game. You just get dived by a dive person and you're insta-dead. Tanks generally don't think supports are the most team reliant. I can see the tank perspective as well, though. Best way to buff healer and enchanter survivability is genuinely agreed to be elusivity, making them harder to catch. The worst way is not unanimously, but overwhelmingly durability, making them tankier. Supporting nerfs to heals and shields in exchange for buff survivability. We're starting to beat out the no. No is still the top, but there's more maybe and depends combined with yeses. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Then eventually I'll try Overwatch, but I'm really only interested in Mizuki and Wu Yang. I personally I really like being a heal bot, but I don't like being easy to catch, like instantly killed. Like my favorite support to play would be like Mercy, but with the state of like dive comps and stuff, the only support I end up playing is Moira because, you know, she's extremely hard to catch. Whereas Marvel Rivals, I really liked Invisible Woman. She had a whole bunch of like heal botting and also was a little bit hard to catch, but still Marvel Rivals is even worse than Overwatch with dive comps, at least when I played. If somebody jumps on you, you're just fucking dead. There's nothing you can do about it. Um in League, it's like Yumi Melio. I really like Yumi and Melio, you know. But I think the problem with League is like none of the enchanters have any sort of survivability. Like you just kind of exist, and if you get jumped on, you're dead. Oh, they've gotten worse, have they? Because I'm very much on the belief that healers shouldn't be tank. They take away a bunch of Panther's cooldowns. Because Because I don't think healers should be tanky, but I think they should be really risky to go after and hard to catch. Like, if you go after them, you're still pulling their attention away from healing the team, which lets you kill the team. But I think supports just get farmed way too much. Like, they just... Nobody wants to play a hero that just dies on repeat, on cooldown. Listen carefully, Pico. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate their request for trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mr. Tataru's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Grino's face when he sees his true opponent. It will be priceless. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look to me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder why you could ever have contrived to doubt yourself. Now are you ready?
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners step forward.
Alphino! In a nation full of overwhelmingly white people, they made the villains dark-skinned people. I don't know if that's saying something or not.
I, Sir Grino de Zemile, brother of the Heavens Ward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alphino Leveilleur, Tataru, you have heard the charges leveled against you.
McFucking yikes.
Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grino's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alphino Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
It's his eye.
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
Hopefully you got some damage, Alphino, because I am a healer.
Alphilone, render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous and cast down the wicked.
pride.
Come on, Alphino, we got this! The two twinks versus the two minorities. the game did this, not me.
I've got you now. Down with you! This isn't funny.
Come on, Alphino, we got this. I also realized I didn't have my Eos summoned. We did it! We won! The Fury has spoken. Alphino Levier, Taru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners, accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks as always. Oh. This is a wild system. You can get away with anything as long as you're strong enough, apparently. By the Fury, what a splendid victory! To see how you strove in the face of adversity. Two brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated to such rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with this humble token of mine admiration. Pray receive of me this Chocobo whistle. A fucking Chocobo? Bruh. With it, you may summon a black Chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. So, the reward for beating up minorities is a black Chocobo. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Pika? Will you take her for your steed? Lord Horshavant, Chocobos are prohibited in the supreme sacred tribunal of Hell Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. I have a wild amount of coffee in my desk at work. Oh. coffee. You've obtained a black Chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. To fly in a given region, you must find and attune to all local aether currents. In order to attune to some aether currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid you in this endeavor, you have also obtained an aether compass, which will provide you with both the bearing and the distance to the nearest aether current upon use. The aether compass can be found under Collections in the Duty section of the main menu. To review your progress, select Travel from the main menu, followed by Aether Currents. I shared it. Sharing your coffee. Sharing is caring. Oh, behold the caffeine drawer. That is indeed a caffeine drawer. Caffeine and ketchup. Nice. White chocolate caramel? I'm not a big coffee drinker, but that sounds pretty good. I haven't eaten at all today. I should really order something. Um. I think I make McDonald's so I can get a frappe. I tried their new apple pie frappe and it had like a really weird taste to it. I didn't really like it. The caramel apple frappe. Okay, so I got some food on the way now. Black Chocobos are well and good, but the true reward for your effort is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Four Temps Manor. The Count has done so already, and will doubtless be eager to discuss the day's events. Do 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 do. Oh, down here. I was like, where the hell am I going? Over here. Welcome, Master Gibraltar. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. Alone smiles on us yet again, Master Gibraltar, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. My wings are kind of blocking your face, sir. I confess, I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. You do have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Besting 2 of the Heaven's Ward while the city's elite looked on, by the Fury, anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord. We have just received a message from the vault. His Eminence, the Archbishop, requests the presence of Master Gibraltar. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. A personal summons is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise not to delay. Go, Master Gibraltar. We shall speak anon. The priest will be waiting for you outside the vault. Identify yourself to him, and he will escort you inside. Oh. Ah. Oh, vaults is up there. Oh, that's just straight up. Okay. There's no faster teleport up to it. We gotta walk, unfortunately. We are honored to receive you, Master Gibraltar. This way, please.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
Hell yeah, how's it going, Amert?
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thordan the Seventh, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies.
Oh?
You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyr?
Oh?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that
These fucking wings just keep blocking everybody's face.
Sir Grino has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred.
Ooh.
For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence.
Ooh.
As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
I wonder if something bad's gonna happen.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now, tell me, young man, what do you know of the Asians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder. Being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them. Have entertained them as guests, even.
Ooh.
Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power, that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them.
Ooh.
Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Hey, I gotta take out those Asians anyway, so... They really put the ass in Asian. Hopscotch. House 4 temps. Welcome, Master Gibraltar. Shall I show you inside the manor?
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you?
Oh, 1 second.
apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced.
And there's more.
By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you.
Oh.
When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
Oh?
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiffon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
We have to save Rauburn. To get back at those filthy assassins for killing the Sultanate. The fucking... Oh, that was so sad. That was so sad. The situation calls for urgency. It would avail us little to charge headlong into Old Daw without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Limsa Lominsa. You heard me right? While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Fortemps and a Lominsan consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I'm happy to report we yet have a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Rauburn. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Limsa Lominsa, make yourself known to Sergeant Xanthel at Bulwark Hall in the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. God, why is everybody getting themselves put in life or death danger? Why do I have to keep saving, like, everybody individually? Like, fuck. Can't y'all, like, stop getting into trouble? Everybody's so danger prone. Where? It's been a good half hour. I kind of want to check on my survey again real quick. Have I got any more responses? Oh, we've gotten up to 12. Oh, we got a DPS response! Overwatch and League are even now. Do we think they're hard to balance? We've gotten a couple more yeses, but still mostly no's. Who's your preferred healer enchanter archetype to play as or with? Damage healers and heal bots are increasing, slowly overtaking utility. State about enchanters healers. They seem overall fine overall in Overwatch at the moment. I can't speak on League because I haven't played enough recently, or revivals because I'm too new. That's fair. I think that focus on competitive integrity has damaged perception of enchanters in games. Due to overpowered kits, not numbers, the characters we must pick and therefore nerfed for regularly casual players. Due to overpowered kits, not numbers, the characters were must picks and therefore were nerfed for regular casual players. That's very true. Low to mid-rank players is not utilizing entire kit to 100%, yet is faced with nerf after nerf because of mechanics they're not using or aware of. Very true, very true. Okay. It's the least favorite part about playing. Genuinely, it's just the weird disrespect they get. And the fact that it sometimes seems like the developers don't get what they do / what players like about them. Why do you think sports might be typically unpopular? I think there's many factors, to be honest, but the primary one is the general lack of ability to defend yourself / outright kill an enemy while being very squishy. Your offensive power is harder to execute, so you have to work a lot harder to win the hard games, even if the easy games are really easy. Yeah. Underpowered, boring playstyle, usually bad visuals and design of characters themselves. Developers take unusually long to address major issues with the role due to low playstyle. True, agree. Lack of hero fantasy besides healing is what stops making the hero fun. In a sense, every hero supports the win condition of his own team. Like how Genji or Tracer support Winston by diving with him for majority of Overwatch 1. Supports didn't do that. They were stuck with healing plus utility. While Lucio and Ana were actively supporting the team's win con, it became more fun. If your heal plays as click for heals or save, it's not participating, it works on denying basic game functions, which is damage. But that's why I like supports though, is it's like a tug of war between like fighting against damage. True or false? Healer session changers are the most team reliant role. We got 4 false, 8 true. What would be the best way to buff healers and change their survivability? A lot more elusivity. Elusivity seems to be the way to go. It would be the worst way. Durability is absolutely considered the worst. Not even a single vote for elusivity. Would you support nerfs to heals and shields in exchange for buffs to survivability? Still half. Yeah, they're overtaking the nose. If you combine maybes, depends with the S. It's overtaking nose. Supports need more or less damage. This is still in the middle. How do you feel about current gameplay loop around supports, and would you change it, prioritizing killing and defending supports first in fights? Playing around being the primary target while buffing my allies and keeping them alive is kind of the thing that pulls me to play the role. I don't know, but I get why other people don't enjoy it. I'll add here that another factor that pulls me to the enchanters I play in League, Soraka, Sona, Yumi, is that you become a utility carry later in the game. I'm not team wiping, but I'm making my own team near unkillable and greatly enabling their damage. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I believe every role should have their own minigame or playstyle. Picking tanky sustain or support characters should not force you into combat and be a green DPS. That I agree, yeah. Durable but difficult healers can have more complex spells that reward them with higher heals. Yeah, that'd be neat. Sports have the ability to trade HP bar for advantage. For example, good Kiriko uses her own team's HP bar as a timer for her DPS. Once we are low, she can start healing, similar to how Genji would be aggressive when Monkey is going in, but providing backup when kiting out. It's an ebb and flow cycle, and support should always be rewarded for being active in the cycle and rewarded for showing skill corresponding each cycle. For example, while gold mercies only hold healing on any damage hero, a high rank mercy prioritizes damage boost for target for aggression, yet high rank Kiriko always more useful than Mercy because she actively helps killing in a better manner while also having better healing numbers that reward awareness. That's fair, that's fair. The sports I enjoy are squishy mobile characters who rely primarily on positioning, game knowledge, and enabling other players in order to succeed. But I also know these are also the most hated kind of characters in any game. I don't have anything to contribute for balancing because I know other people enjoy different support archetypes, and each would need to be handled individually. I will, however, use this as a platform to advocate for a targetable Yumi because I want to enjoy her again. That's fair, that's fair. There are no supports in games. Every single pure enchanter is either reliant on their damage output or signature mechanic. All basic abilities in both League and Overwatch were nerfed to the ground and don't even reward passive sustained playstyle. I can see that, I can see that. More so, addition of pure damage focused carries like Pyke has warped the role into pure damage. What was once off meta pick of AP support has now become a standard replaced only with pure tank lockdown. I fully agree, that's so annoying. The role that existed in Season 2 is no longer League is no longer a viable way to play. I totally agree with that. I see that. Absolutely. I've already read that one. Generally in Overwatch, since 5v5 was introduced, supports were vulnerable, not weak, which should either be adjusted or left it as it is, and made it a DPS responsibility to peel. Instead, we went down the super buffs route that they became too OP. Tank sustain now depends on support's healing, not the tank's abilities in of itself. The Ana nade became a sudden problem out of the blue as it negates all sustain. Now DPS function by distracting enemy supports more rather than trying to win against them, at least till something happens. Meta are unfun heroes who do one-shots consistently, Widow, Sojourn, Hog in early Overwatch 2, Mauga and Genji in Season 8, Freya as long as she has her 2 taps releasing now. Xion, Release, Hazard, and the list goes on. Yeah. Consistently one-shotting, yeah, those are unfun. Yeah, I genuinely agree with this. I honestly, I personally want to see the... Oh, I lost connection with the server. Hold on. That's fine. I'll log back in here in a second. I want to see the DPS players' response specifically. Because DPS is very specific. DPS. So the DPS mostly just plays Overwatch, and he's a ranked climber. He does not think they're hard to balance. He prefers to play as/with damage healers, like Zenyatta. What do you think about the current state of Enchantress/healers? In Overwatch, they are Giga buffed. They're equipped to both duels and to be able to fully sustain/deny a duel both outside their specific utility, creating a form of healing creep stalemate without any skill required and the need of the support players to actively DPS to be able to break such stalemate, which something happens only in higher ranks, yet it falls in the gain of the supports to be the better DPS. The lack of skills being rewarded, even if I play high skill support, it feels pointless if someone can just get the same value without requiring the same degree of skill. That's fair. So the lack of the hero fantasy besides healing is what makes it less fun. Yeah. Healers and Changers are the most team-reliant role. Oh, they said false as well. He thinks supports need more damage. That's fair. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. Oh, I had a full disconnect and reconnect there. That's okay. We're good now, though. Oh, I will be right back. Okay. Got my caramel frappe. That's some good stuff right there. Okay. Wait, where are we going? Over there. Okay. Map was confusing me for a moment. The Admiral's been expecting you. Say the word and I will take you to her.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
I'll be honest, I don't even remember what really happened in the main story.
Thankfully, we had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Uldar, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
Sharp as ever, Master Elf.
We were blamed for the...
On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seedseer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes, until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen. There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana.
Ooh.
There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
Ooh.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
Oh. You got an idea?
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Ooh.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news. Or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the brass blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
The Crystal Braves.
Ooh.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Rauban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Dome.
I remember the story now. Rauban's survival is vital to the Eorzean Alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Uldar. It would spell the end of the Alliance, and war as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it. Yep, I remember everything that happened now. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions. Yep, so after the Scions were taken down and disappeared, Alphino founded the Crystal Braves to be a new intermediate army between the nations to help save people, to help all of them. But they were bribed by Ul'dah merchants to turn against Alphino and essentially become de facto force for the merchants. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact, You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Toll, working in a kitchen. It all comes back to money. Okay. Upstairs. Is there an upstairs? There is an upstairs. Master Pika, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot express my relief. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the rising stones by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then, we have remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domans do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Hell yeah. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa that you were searching for General Raban. As the Admiral will have informed you, he's recently moved from his cell in the Marasaha pit. At the same juncture, you, Hayes, and the 3rd Unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you join the hunt, pray seek out Doware at Highbridge, where I too am bound. Raubon. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. You, Hayes, and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Ozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. You come at a good time, my friend. Months ago, the traitor Ilberd had arrived and entered Halatali. From this, we may be certain that General Raban is being held within. There's no time to lose. General Alden may be executed at any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Well, let's go. Oh. Oh, see.
Forgive me my lateness.
Yugiri.
Lady Yugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Rauban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you.
Ninja.
With me!
Okay.
Away with you!
Make our way through. General. Uh-oh. He is bound by some manner of magitech device that I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. Magitech? Ooh. I have heard of such devices. The Crystal Braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. This poison will convey you swiftly into the bosom of Thal, where I hope to join you after the passing of many prosperous years. Oh, they lured us. What this way? Come on, Alphino, we gotta stop this mist. It's up there. Next, to find the key to free Raoban. Marn Elfino, we got this. Oh, there it is. I'm hurrying. Gotta sprint. My thanks. Slowly, General. You are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. Should have known. What are clever contrivances to the Warrior of Light? Well done, hero. Ill-bird. You mean to struggle on, then? Very well, if you had stayed in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, scions, let's get this over with. going down, Ilberd.
This changes nothing.
Sure does.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lad, you'd best wake up.
The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them. And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland, and I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free, free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alpha, no. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. And when you're dead.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
On your feet, Gladiator. This fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lad. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Olorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
Ooh.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I can see that making her come back. I'm sure everybody was so upset when she died. General is safe. What news without? My lady, the gods have been subdued as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There has been no further activity. Then Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume, and the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Walking Sands. Know that Master Orianger awaits you there, along with other sympathetics to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you, General Alden. If you will come with me, I have prepared a carriage that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. Ooh, Orianger is not caught. He is still very well. I've spoken with Orianger via Link Pearl. He confirms the main story. Raban is in safe hands. Let us make our way to Vesper Bay. Back to where it all started, the Vesper Bay.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashi on his sides.
A big tall dude with such small son.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You.
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthor, and member of the Syndicate.
Oh?
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young man, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance, of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say her grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck her grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something. And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
Ooh. Spicy. I had not counted on Prioress Dawala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicions regarding the Sultana proved more prescient. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Ruban, we have taken a vital first step towards resolving matters in Uldar. Couldn't have done it without you, Pika. Thank you. Tatu? Yes, General Laban is now in safe hands. What? Another assault? Very well, we shall return at once. Pray notify the Count of our coming. It would seem we face another crisis. The Dravanians are preparing to resume their siege of the Holy See. Though I'm loath to abandon the Sultana to her fate, we lack the necessary evidence to act upon Dawala's claims. That being the case, I propose we leave Marshal Tarupin and the others to investigate, and return with all haste to Ishgard. Man, we really are trying to be everywhere at once. Ethernet to the pillars.
Ah, there you are. Sorry for cutting your reunion with the General down short. I wouldn't have bothered you, but the city's awash with rumors of another Dravanian attack, and Lord Horshaphant was desperate to get a hold of you. Speaking of whom, he and the others are waiting for you inside. You better head in. My friend, I thank you for answering our call with such alacrity. I am sure you are now aware the Dravanians are once more gathering for war. Master Gibraltar, Master Levure, I must apologize for this abrupt summons, but we thought it best to have Mistress Tataru contact you by the most direct means available. When the observatorium bells toll, to the warning that cannot be ignored, the Holy See has ordered that we make ready for battle. In case you haven't heard, a band of trappers returning from the west claimed they saw a cloud of dragons big enough to dim the midday sky. Nidhogg's minions gather once more for war. But I would not have you take up arms in another of our conflicts. When first you came to Ishgard, I offered you my protection. If I cannot assure your safety here, I cannot well accept your aid, much less ask for it. Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are faced with a choice: to remain in a besieged Ishgard or seek sanctuary elsewhere. I would not presume to influence your decision, but I must ask that you make it swiftly, lest our enemies force your hand. Though we flee to the ends of the world, it would seem that no place in this troubled age is free of strife. Once more the horde descends upon Ishgard, and once more her wary defenders must take up spear and bow. The Count would have us seek shelter from the storm, but I, for one, grow tired of running. If we are to shine the light of dawn, we must do so in the sight of our fellow man, not hunkered in a hole. What say you, Pika? I would stay and fight. Then fight we shall. Let it never be said that we abandon our allies in their hour of need. The choice we make this day may have grave implications for our order. It is only right that Tataru should have a say. Come, let us all meet outside and discuss the path that lies before us. Big church organ.
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
Oh?
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare. Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your alarms if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
Perfectly. I shall assume that Isart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emeric. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
True.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
I am glad to be of service.
We've chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for parley will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emeric will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tatru, I'd ask that you remain at Four Temps Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell them that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn may do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Ooh. Things are picking up, getting spicy. You would speak with the Lord Commander? Pray make it quick.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors. And unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emeric, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the Sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit, the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
Hell yeah. Sir Emeric is a real one. He a real one.
Having secured Sir Emeric's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Dravanians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must need track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time's against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come, in their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
We can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this warrior of light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thornton.
Uh-oh. Before we set forth, we must need one tattoo of our plans. I shall wait you at St. Marinette's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Oh, that I need no reminding. Come, Pika, let us head back to Fortemps Manor. What could go wrong? I don't know. Welcome, Gibraltar. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. Oh. Let's just be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it is you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphino. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly. Very well. By the 12. It fits perfectly. The quality is actually rather good.
I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. Good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else waits upon me on the road, I shall not fear the cold. It's the least I could do. Now I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. You have said your farewells, then? Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Izale's movements, I suppose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last. The Corthus Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Sir Redwald. Well, Master Gisbraltar, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I have met this young gentleman. Alphino Levelure, at your service. You are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I am sure you are aware, the Observatorium is warned of the Dravanians gathering for another assault. We believe there may be yet a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus we have come to Falcon's Nest in the hopes of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see, and you'd be best served by speaking directly to my men. The patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgon Mills. It is possible they have unearthed information that could be useful to you. Master Gibraltar knows well the place they speak of, for it was he who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol, while you two visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Pika, I am eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretic's lair. And there's no fast travel out there. I have to walk the whole way because I don't have flight out here. Yep. Nope, flying. Oof.
Uh, Mr. Gibraltar, our findings, you say? Well, there's something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon promising-looking sheafs of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. It seemed the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. You cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Pika. Bunch of men meant to slay dragons can't take on a couple bears. Beasts are slain then. My thanks, Master Gibraltar. We may return to our duty without fearing of a mauling. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. You wish to track down Lady Iceheart. Is this not so? The records we discovered ere both those beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of pursuing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager that those epistles contain more than friendly salutations betwixt Bloat and the heretics. Interrogations of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to Iceheart's door, which is hardly a choice at all. You recovered much of the heretic's correspondence. Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Levure and Sir Estenin, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here, then? One of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgaean Mills heretics and their fellows in the Ankafa amphitheater. Their requests for foodstuff, clothing, and all manner of provisions. Isar's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. The Akafa Amphitheater, the very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? That is our destination. The journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of the treacherous tack of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. We must place our faith in the Aethernet. As you recall, our dear friend Monbrita succeeded in recreating the Akafa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant aetherite would only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics of Gorgon Mills seemed to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, passage was discovered leading out into the western highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. Astorandare posted soldiers at the western highlands entrance if the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Oof. Running around at the speed of the sound. Get places to go, gonna follow the rainbow. I forgot. I should. Hold on. My stream went down earlier. I did not check. Oh, my TikTok live has ended, unfortunately. When that stream stuff happened. My YouTube's still up though, right? The portrait went down, but the main is still up. Okay. That's fine. Unfortunate, but fine. Ouch. Oh, it's even further down. Oh. Okay. Ah, the guest of House Fortemps, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. Cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that is your will. Assuming the Akafa beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the Primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. Heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. Proceed. One of my monitors just turned off. Why? It is still registering the monitor is there. Oh. And it's back. Okay, I have no idea what that was about. Okay. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Mayhaps you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Dogs of Ishgard, is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons, we come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress that we might broker a peace. You think us fools, boy? It'll take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer. We know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers, may dragon wings bear us to victory.
Your guard is down.
Well then.
Okay. Ah, they fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart, but that could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. Cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Justinian? I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sort found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened to the point of death and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy See sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. Fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle. Oh, gosh. Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there's another place I would visit first. I'm told the Convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Gentilot, may have information of use to us. But mayhaps you are not familiar with the name either. The Convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I'm willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. We are indeed walking into a trap. I will learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these Convictors, then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Okay. Hopefully there might be an attunement crystal there. Because I do want to start wrapping up stream here soon. Ah. How do I get up there? Around, maybe? Around, it seems. Oh, there it is. And there's no attunement crystal. Damn. Well, well, what do we have here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hot-eyed lad looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days here in the wild to claim your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist. And who are you to question my... By the Fury! That armor! That lance! The Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Jean Telot, leader of the Convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. As said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves. Thank you, we shall. Pika, Janine, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Okay. Junior. He does not care. Oh, Aether Current. Something I can help you with, my lord? Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself. That ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. You'd be grateful for any information you could share with us. Gods know we glean precious little from talking to the rest of these people. If it pleases, my lord, I am pure quet. Soldier by trade, though not much of one, if I'm honest. More for the lovely stabbing folk that I took up the spear, see? No, it's by order of Sir Jean Telot's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. When I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. May explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the western highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Why then, I am minded to start a fire. We are to lure our foes to our position, we must find any means of producing a signal of purple hue. So internal stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged to deep fire. You are a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Pika? I should prove a trifling task. Oh. Yeah, I'm not seeing any quick travel way back, so I think I'm gonna wrap it here. For everybody watching, we're gonna wrap it here. I will look at the results one more time though. Let's go take a look at these surveys again. 12 responses to 13. Another damaged support. It's getting better because I can carry as healer in each of the games except League. Juking and being the center of attention. That's their least part. Everyone feels like they're having no impact because they can't carry games. Reasonable. The vote for self-sustain being bad way to buff healer survivability. Enjoy being enough of a problem to warrant being dove. Then if needed, I ask for help. Otherwise, I pull aggro and waste their time / cooldowns. Okay. Okay. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna be the end of stream. I appreciate everybody came out. Thank you, Kaiser, for hanging out for a bit and chatting. Had a good time, But yeah, till tomorrow, where I pick up more Baldur's Gate. I will see you all later, crew. Bye bye.